Yeah. Bill and I, we're running this show. Digital land, let the blockchain flow. Pod to the cast, we ride the air. NFT dreams like we just don't care. Metaverse wild, like a zombie horde. Earth to terrain, we're never bored. VV collectibles stacking high. Bill and I, we touch the sky. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Yeah. Bill lays down wisdom like it's gold. I'm the zombie breaking every mold. Virtual lands where our roots grow deep. Podcasts alive, we never sleep. Podcast kings in the cyber realm. Forward thinking, we at the helm. Digital land, new frontiers we take. Binary zone that we co-create. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase.
Yo. What's up, stranger? Haven't seen you in, a couple hours.
Seen you all day, actually.
You
All
sick of
day.
me yet?
Not yet. How do you guys like our new background? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Some new graphics there. New logo.
We got some
Love it.
comics displayed for
I
our
know,
guests.
man. You're flexing over there.
Just trying to flex a little. Got Ambulance in the house, and Wes, and Ben in Korea. And yeah, we got some people here.
Yeah. Let's not waste any time.
Yeah, let's bring them on.
Bring Vincent.
We got Vincent.
Hey guys, how are you?
We are
Very
great.
good. How are you, sir?
I am doing so well. I've got my addiction t-shirt on and I am ready to rock and roll and talk comic books.
What coincidence. I have my Vincent comic right here, the Great Addiction comic.
Ah, you got the San Diego
you
version
mean-
number one. All right, there you got the VV version. Very nice. Very
Yep,
nice,
that's
guys.
So we roll.
Yeah,
Th-
we
thank you
represent.
Thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. It's every comic sold means a lot to us, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was your dream to create your own, right?
It was a dream since I was a little boy. I have very vivid memories of being probably 10 years old with my friends in my friend Matt Sarnoff's bedroom, and we took a bunch of paper and folded it in half and stapled it all together, and then we started drawing our comic books on it.
That's
and I'll
amazing.
never forget that. And I remember sitting there being so excited and so proud that we were making a comic book. And all these years later, finally, the dream comes to life with the addiction, which for those of you out there who don't know, I started working on when I was 25 years old. So
Wow.
I was sitting in my apartment, which was the basement of my parents' home, which I rented out and turned it into a pretty cool little apartment. I had a drafting table because I thought maybe I'd want to be an artist. And I have to tell you, being an artist is incredibly difficult, very demanding. You have to spend tens of thousands of hours drawing different parts of the body and learning perspective and shading and so many different things. But I was sitting there and I was drawing. I was a character. It was a guy, a man with a black face, no mouth, demon type of eyes. Look, almost like a wraith from Lord of the Rings, and smoke coming out of his hair.
Yeah.
He was wearing a zoot suit, and that was the first addiction. His name was Nicholas Otino, and he was an undercover narcotics cop who was infiltrating the mob. And then the story is kind of similar to what happens to Nicky. A year later, I bring David Quinn, creator of Faust with Tim Vigil, on as my partner, and we continue to develop this story and decide to change Nick from Nicholas to Nicky. And it was interesting. She was how do I put this? She was in the beginning, she was actually half Japanese and half Italian American.
Mhm.
And we did that because we wanted to create a very unique Eurasian look, something that would give her a standout type of facial structure and look for readers. And also, I mean, in the beginning, it was interesting. We didn't have her face turning white when she used her powers. We had her. Sorry, I'm keep moving this darn
Okay.
laptop. Forgive me. So we had this. We had this. We had her skin was actually black, and when she used her powers, her skin turned black. But we couldn't really find an easy way to do that practically in a comic book. Like even when you see like Nightcrawler, is
Yeah.
Nightcrawler black and blue? Even
He's more of
Mystique,
like a blue. Yeah.
it's blue. There's not a lot of black skinned characters. So
Mhm.
you know, so we kept working on that, and we were actually going to use Zipatone. I don't know if anybody out there knows what Zipatone is. It's this kind of like plastic overlay that comes with different type of textures and designs, and
Okay.
you would cut it out and put it over the drawing of what you were doing to give it a different look. Artists like Bill Sienkiewicz used that a lot, and a ton of other artists back in the 70s, 80s. And I think in the 70s and 80s, and now there's only I think one company that makes Zipatone, so it's not the easiest thing to get your hands on these days. Most artists.
So is that bad guy like the one that's actually in the newer Addiction comic? The
Very
Tub?
good.
Okay.
So
'Cause I
yeah.
just read
So
it today.
sorry.
I just read it today.
Oh, great! I hope
I
you
wanted to
liked
be
it.
refreshed, you know.
Nice.
So
So let me tell you what happens is David and I, in 1997, we hired Aletha Martinez to do the art. Aletha Martinez was an intern for Joe Quesada at the time, a fantastic artist. And if you know the first series of The Addiction and you know the black and white cover, that's Aletha Martinez, and she drew that in 1997. So it's almost 30 years old.
Wow.
And I still think it looks fantastic. And we loved it so much in black and white that we didn't color it.
Nice.
So giving you a little bit more of a background, we never went to publish. We had a whole issue done, and we didn't publish it. Why? I believe, if I had to answer this, at the time, I was told how difficult publishing was, and I wasn't quite ready to fail.
Yeah.
It would have really been quite painful if it didn't do okay. And so I decided to shelve it. And David was cool with that. We shelved it. And fast forward from 1997 to 2020, pandemic hits. And one day I was thinking about, because we were all facing our own mortality at that time, what would I regret not doing if I died tomorrow? And the first
Wow.
thing that popped into my head was The Addiction. First thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
Wow.
oh, I wish I had kids or I did this or that. I just immediately went to The Addiction comic book. So I knew that that was something I needed to pursue. The next
Mhm.
morning, I called up David and I told him what had happened. And I said, I want to get back to work on The Addiction. And he said, awesome. I'd love to do it.
Nice.
So we set out at that point to create more of a labor of love rather than thinking about it in terms of we have to get this out tomorrow. And so we slowly built a team. And one of the hardest parts of the puzzle to bring in was the artist. So luckily, I have a lot of connections in the industry, and so does David. And we were looking around, asking. And then I came across, do you guys know an artist out of Italy named Elena Casagrande?
I don't.
She
No.
did Black Widow, and she has this amazing style.
Okay.
She can like on a double page spread, she'd have, Daredevil, 1, 2, 3, 4, as like he's spinning around and kicking this guy, punching that guy, and coming to the end of the page. And the earlier renditions are kind of a little lighter, so you know they happened in the past. But
Mhm.
it's really this beautiful kind of flow and imagination. And I contacted her, and unfortunately, she was exclusive to Marvel, and so I couldn't get her. So I said, "Do you have any friends who are looking for a job and that might fit what we're looking for?" And she recommended Claudia Balboni, and that's how we got Claudia on board. And she has been just such a great great artist to work with, and she's working on the second series. We wanted to keep a consistency. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, the thing I hated the most, I'm reading a comic book series and then they change the artist. And then the next issue, I'm like, what happened? This is not the style I was used to. This is not.
We were just talking about that, actually.
Yeah. It's almost like when a TV show changes the character mid-season. It's like, who's that?
Yeah. And you don't get, you're not drawn to that character like you originally were.
Yeah. So basically, we were very fortunate to have her on the first series and now on the second series. So let's see. So Claudia's on board. David taps the shoulders of two guys he's worked with in the past. Brad Simpson to do the color work, who is astounding, and David Sharp, who brings another element to the lettering where you feel like, the lettering is another character in the story. If you go back and look through your issues, look at the different styles of fonts and colors and word balloons and things like that he uses for different characters.
I did notice that.
Yeah,
they jumped out at me. And I will say, I'm proud to say that I am in the top 5 addiction comic common holder, the number 1. I'm in the top 5. So
Nice.
On Stacker, I'm just saying.
That's amazing. I love that.
And I hold the whole set of the first one. Because I knew like this was like, this was your start and this was where the foundation was going to be. So I just said, you know what, I got to have the whole set, and it's been great ever since. So
thank you. That's really kind of you. It's so nice to hear that people like this comic book and are enjoying it. Let me see, where do we go from there? So then David and I were like taking our time crafting the story. And at a certain point I said, okay, we need to be ready for New York Comic Con 2023. And David was like, I don't know if we're going to do that. How are we going to? I said, David, let's do it. Let's get in there, man. We got a booth. We're rushing. We got the printers ready. We got the issue done. And we tell the printer 5, 6, 7, 8 times, please double box all the books before you ship them to us. We don't want to have any damage. Right. And they say yes. And I get all the boxes in single boxed, and 30% of the order is damaged. So what should have been the happiest day turned into me being a miserable, what. I was pissed, so unhappy. And what got damaged? Well, 2/3 of the art germs. And I was like, no, that was the book we thought would sell.
Unbelievable.
So
did they compensate you at all? Did they
redid them. But that was the other pain in the ass with them redoing it, was that all the books were numbered.
Yeah.
So we had to figure out which numbers got damaged, create a spreadsheet of that, do those. It was just like extra work that we just didn't need. And when we got the whole, by the way, the whole order didn't come in at one time. I had my guys at Metropolis. That's my main company, is Metropolis Collectibles. For those of you out there who don't know, I own Metropolis Collectibles with my partner, Stephen Fischler, for 26 years now. And in 2007, we started another brand called ComicConnect, which is the premier online auction site for comics and artwork and collectibles. We just had a great event auction a couple of weeks ago. We sold close to $4 million worth of comics, art, pulps, foreign comic books, and memorabilia.
Now, you were one of the first ones too with the auctions, right? Am I correct on that, or no?
I feel like we were a little late to the race, but we've really catapulted ourselves into a strong footing in the online auction space, where if you're not thinking about auctioning with us, then you really haven't done your homework. We get fantastic results. We've sold more Action Comics #1s than anybody else in the industry, which should tell you something about our capabilities. We also do incredibly in-depth marketing, sales promotion, and social media outreach, email campaigns, social media, phone calls. I have my sales team on calls all week long before the auctions end, just to get every little thing that we can do to make our consigners as much money as humanly possible, and to make as many people aware of the comic books as humanly possible, so they can add fantastic items to their collection. We sold a Mark Silvestri X-Men 249 cover, which features Havoc on it for a record for a Silvestri cover, $145,000. We sold an Action Comics #1 CGC graded 8.5 restored trimmed for $545,000. And those were two of the highlights. And there was just so much in there. Sorry, I got off track. We were talking
real quick though. I got to ask: did you and a 4.5 Marvel Comics 1 that I saw on there? Was that just your personal copy, or you sold?
Oh no, 95% of everything in our auction is consigned. I'd say maybe.
Did that one sell already or no?
Yeah, that one sold 273,000.
Wow! Incredible.
Yeah, your marketing is off the chain. You can really tell that you guys care and you're collectors, right? And that's a big difference, I think, that distinguishes you from any other auction house or anyone kind of doing that. You really feel the passion when you're sharing these, these gems to the world.
I've never even seen an MC1 in physical form. So I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, what?
It's so cool.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, right? I'll never forget the first time I got to read one. I was just like sitting there, oh my God, I'm reading.
Were you shaking or?
No, I wouldn't say I was shaking. I was really like, it's so important. You think about the significance. Without that book, you don't have a Marvel universe possibly.
Right.
So it's so cool to handle vintage comic books that you never even dreamed of. When I was a little boy, I was the kid scrambling for 25 cents to, go buy a comic book. What's that?
That's an Aaron Bartling TMNT.
Ooh, wow.
One of my favorite covers.
Is it a black light or is it just the lighting right now?
It's got that glow to it where it makes it look like his fallen brothers are behind him. It's hard to see from there, man. Yeah.
Wow.
One of my favorite comic covers.
Yeah. And you'll be excited to know that we, I don't know if you're a fan of the Turtles, but The Last Ronin, the Escorza brothers.
Yes.
They did a cover for us.
What?
Yeah. The brothers did. It is a knockout cover. The inspiration for the cover was a Michael Mayhew Batman cover and Amazing Spider-Man King Size Annual #1 with the Sinister Six. So she's surrounded by all the villains from the first series and the series. And it's
great. Now, will that be in the second one or that's in the first?
That's in the second series. It'll be coming out in 2026. Yeah.
Awesome.
And again, I'm sorry we got way off track, but I'm so excited about the new series, The Touch, that I should tell you. So at New York Comic Con, we premiered 3 covers for #1. David Finch, Simone Bianchi, and Tim Vigil. Oh, wait, let's go back. So we were talking about the original Addiction character, right? The guy who looks like a wraith. And so I showed that. Yeah, so he's the middle guy. That's the Finch cover, which is, by the way, an homage to Wolverine 350. If you guys don't know Wolverine 350, Wolverine is in Nikki's place, and instead of the 3 syringes, those are Wolverine's claws. So David Finch homage. Yeah, pretty cool. And that's by Simone Bianchi. That's the white cover. Now he did that on original.
I love this cover. This cover is amazing.
So to give you guys a little background on that, I told Simone, who's a good friend of mine, I said, I want you to do. He does a lot of earth tones. I want you to do this on red. He painted that on red paper.
Wow.
And after he finished with it, he said, I'm going to give you another version. And he sat and he changed the background, which is not easy to do, to white. And he actually said the white's better. I like them both. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to say, but
now out of those 3, are there any that are rarer than the others or no? Are they all just the same amount of prints?
They're all the same amounts of prints.
Okay.
But the print runs are very low.
Okay.
I think we made 150 copies of each of those.
Wow, that's it?
Wow.
Yeah. It's either 100 or 150. I think it's 150. 150.
Of those ones I just showed.
Yeah. And the Tim Vigil, which so to give you a little background on the Tim Vigil cover, we showed Tim Vigil my pathetic original drawing of the original Addiction. All right.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm beating myself up a little bit.
Yeah.
But we showed it to him, and he liked it so much. He came back the next day, said, "I have a gift for you," and he gave me this drawing of the character. Now, David and I wanted to bring this character back because of the drawing Tim did, and we can't call him the Addiction because we already have the Addiction. So David came up with a great name for this character. His name is Chronic, and Chronic appears. He's kind of like, so imagine in our universe, Nikki
Does
is
Chronic have an addiction at all?
So Nikki's our daredevil. She doesn't kill, right? She'll subdue people, she'll knock them out, but her goal is not to
Which
kill.
I love her powers, by the way. They're really cool. And I love how you list the different drugs that she's administering through her senses or whatever.
Thanks. Yeah. So then basically David comes up with the name Chronic, and that becomes our version of the Punisher. So he will kill, and he's kind of an anti-hero, and you don't really know what his story is yet. So you're still learning about him. And then we take it from there and start developing the second series. But the first series is so darn fun. I'm trying to find a good angle for us.
We're all good. We're just excited to have you on. Any angle's good.
It's great.
For those that don't know, he started outside, but it was just too pixelated.
Yeah, I was in the forest of the backyard. It's beautiful. I'm in sunny San Diego, by the way. Not more than 20 minutes from San Diego Comic-Con. My in-laws live out here. My wife's originally from San Diego, so we're spending the holidays out here, away from cold New York City.
I'll be there in about a week in San Diego. So,
oh really?
Snowbirds.
You're coming to San Diego?
Yeah, I'm up near Cleveland, and I'm like you. You know, we got to get away from that snow for a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look me up when you're out here because I'll be here. I'm going to be up in LA from the 28th, 29th, and 30th, but I'll be down here.
That's when I'll be there.
Well, I won't be in San Diego though.
I'll be in LA.
You'll be in LA.
I'm going to Disneyland for 3 days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're starting in Phoenix and we're heading up towards San Diego, then LA, I think. So.
Oh, really? That's really great. That's really great.
Yeah.
I love being out here. It's just so nice and warm. Yeah. It's good, and food's great out here too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. What else can I tell you?
Quick question.
Yeah, sure.
Quick question. Do you have any aspirations of the Addiction comic being adapted to film at all?
Absolutely. It was really exciting and interesting at New York Comic-Con the first year when we premiered the original Addiction series, which is called The Death of Your Life. We had a lot of interest from Hollywood, and nothing has materialized. And it's very difficult to get a movie greenlit. But even in not this past New York Comic Con, but the year before that, Frank Grillo was walking by my booth. You know, Frank Grillo played Crossbones. He plays Rick Flag Sr.
Okay.
In the DC universe, he played Crossbones in the Avengers movies.
Yep.
So he's walking by my booth and he sees an Action 1 and takes a picture for James Gunn. He's like, I'm going to send this to James. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, you want to see some other cool stuff? I had some Bruce Lee memorabilia. And then I give him the pitch of my comic book. And he's like, has that been optioned yet? I was like, no. And his agent's standing right behind him, or manager. And they're both interested in it. And I sent them out the comics, but I haven't heard anything back. So you never know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Nice. Now, I got a quick question on top of that is, so when I was looking up your bio, you produced some movies too? Were those?
I produced a TV show back in 2020. It was a stop motion animation show with Carl Paolino, who had was doing stop motion animation back then, and Bob Underwood, who used to be a head writer on Night Court, was a friend and client of ours. He's still a friend and client of mine. We put our heads together and we came up with an idea. It was originally called Monsters Wanted. And it was supposed to be all the old monsters are being driven out of work because of CGI.
Wow, you're ahead of your time.
and they all get back together to make one last movie, one last hurrah. So that's what it started off as. And we pitched it to AMC, and they loved the concept, and they bought it literally on our first pitch.
Wow.
Which was,
Wow.
it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, it's not common, right? Yeah.
So we also had a great voiceover acting team, like Mark Hamill and Billy West on it. And so that was really exciting. And then the vice president got fired. The new VP came on, and Bob Underwood, who was really quick on his feet, changed the whole idea into something else called The Wrong Coast, which was basically a spoof on Hollywood. Like we had sketches. It was like a sketch comedy show, but with stop motion animation. So we had sketches like Who's the Nicer Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And like little things like, what if Woody Allen had starred as Spider-Man, and you got Spidey, a wimpy looking Spider-Man with underwear, white underwear, like tidy whities on the outside. He goes, oh God, I shot that web. Oh, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And so we had a lot of fun with that. And I'll never forget, we got a check from AMC for $600,000, and the contract wasn't even signed yet.
That's like, incredible.
Yeah, so it's a $1.2 million budget for the first season, and it was really exciting.
Did you enjoy it? Like it was
really fun. It was fun to be a part of, and we thought Goodbye Comic Books, Hello Hollywood were going to be the next big thing, and no, it was we were more like a one-hit wonder. But it was really fun. And the fact that we had some success with it was really exciting, and it was a great way to branch out and to learn about a whole nother art form. Making a television show is very complex, and it was a great challenge. I really enjoyed it. And we had a great team around us. So and over the years, I've been part of pitches for reality shows. We once had a thing we were called the Kings of Pop. It was me and 3 other comic book dealers, and we shot a sizzle reel with a company called Big Fish, their production outfit here in Manhattan, and they did a great job. And we went to pitch it, and finally got History 2 is interested in it. And we were in a pitch meeting with them, and I was pitching, and I told them, I mean, what's great is the intersections of history, real life history with comic books. William Moulton Marston, the creator of Wonder Woman, the creator of the magic lasso, the lasso of truth, created the first lie detector test. Wow. And they loved that when they heard it. And they shifted the show from the Kings of Pop into let's go and find collectibles and base it on the history, the connections of history. So we did something about a Dracula one sheet, a movie poster, and the original G.I. Joe. They got the pilot that we shot and decided that they didn't like it because they didn't believe in the characters. And I said, well, of course you don't, because you changed the whole concept of what we were doing. What made our show so much fun was the rivalry between me and 3 other dealers. And the 3 other dealers were Anthony from Anthony's Art and Comic Art and Comics, Mike Carbonaro, who's been around forever, runs Big Apple Convention, and Chuck Rosansky from Mile High Comics, and little old me. So it was really fun.
It kind of sounded similar to like Golden, the Golden auction show that they have, except there's not 3 different competitors.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch that show. I don't know it.
Yeah.
But having said that, it's been so much fun. I've been able to get on to different news programs over the last several decades. Been overseas. I've been on TV in Australia, Middle East, Europe, Italy, Japan, so many different places, and then of course all over the United States. And it's been so much fun. And what's been great the last couple of years is I've been able to utilize those moments where I was promoting vintage comic books to also promote the addiction, which I can say that I don't think many other independent publishers have that opportunity. So I try to make full use of it. And of course, hand out a couple of copies to the anchor people on the show. And believe it or not, a lot of them are comic book fans. So it's really fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you meet David? David Yu.
David Yu is a client of mine. He collects vintage comic books and original comic art. And one year he was in my office and I pitched him The Addiction. And my elevator pitch is pretty good. If you guys would like, I'd be happy to give it to you.
Yes, we want it.
Okay, so all right, let me give you the addiction pitch. The story of The Addiction is the story of Dr. Nikki Tino. She's dedicated her entire life to fighting drug addiction. She's become so successful that the local mafia in New York City want her out of business. She's bad for business. They want her out of business. They kidnap her, shoot her up with a cocktail of designer drugs, and leave her for dead. And she does die. But later, the chemicals mix with the blood in her body and bring her back to life. Now she's got a second chance at life and a very uncanny ability. From her slightest touch, she can inject any type of drug into a person's body, and thus begins the adventures of The Addiction.
The Addiction. Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you very much.
And did he eat it? Did he eat it up like right away?
Yeah. He said, I really like it. I said, would you consider publishing this on Vivi? And he said, yeah. I said, really? He said, yeah, I really like it a lot. I showed him the artwork and everything. And I said, David, I said, just want you to understand, I'm old school New York. If we shake hands on this, I'm expecting us to do this.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, no problem. We shook hands on it. And he held up his end of the bargain. And we became the first major digital comic book for Vivi, the first independent digital comic book. And we premiered at New York Comic Con 2023. And we sold out the first issue on Vivi Thursday of New York Comic Con in 1 hour, all 6,500 copies, which was such a thrill for me.
Heck yeah.
And it was, I got to tell you, 2 weeks before the show, I remember sitting in my office going, oh my God, what if we have a booth at New York Comic Con and nobody comes to buy the comic book?
Yeah.
I was truly like really nervous about that.
You're having those same thoughts of failure that you were having way back in the day, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, also it's a tough market. The new comic market is not easy. Mm-hmm. And even when you have a great idea, you just never know. And so we're at New York Comic Con, and it gets me teary-eyed just thinking about this. But we had a 40-foot long line wrapped from the addiction booth all the way around the 10 by 20 Metropolis booth, all the way around the corner past it. And it was over 40 feet long. It was amazing. And it was filled with Vivi collectors. And I can never thank the Vivi community, the Vivi family enough for the success that we've had, because without you guys, I mean, we're just, it's not the same book.
Yeah.
So we've always tried to really make sure you guys know how much we love you. And, you know, the Vivi addiction variants that we made were really cool. In the first series, we had a theme of food in the first series, which we got discounts on.
That's how I also came to know Grimaldi's.
Grimaldi's Pizzeria.
I wouldn't have ever thought of going there if I would have never read The Addiction.
Yeah, and it's a great pizzeria. It really is. Coal-fired pizza. They make it. It's like 3 minutes to make a pie. The best ingredients, and it's just so tasty.
And I walked that bridge, by the way, too. I walked all the way across to get
It's amazing. The Brooklyn Bridge is so beautiful to walk across. I had started cycling during the pandemic, and cycling across it is a lot of fun too.
Yeah,
highly recommend.
You know what? We actually, me and my family, I have a couple younger kids, and we were like a scooter gang. So we have the trick scooters that are like you can go off jumps on them and stuff. Wow. And we were flying around New York City on those trick scooters, and it was the best way to get around.
A lot of fun. You got to be careful though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stay in your bike lanes. Obey the laws.
Bike lanes are so
hit by any of those cars, man. Oh my God.
Vincent, quick question. You being an old school like comic collector and comic head, I guess. How do you see the progression from physical to digital and the kind of the friction points of what that means? Because I talk to a lot of old school guys, and they can't fathom or understand the digital realm with comics. So how did you go through that so effortlessly?
So I believe that, you embrace new technology as much as you possibly can. David and his partner, Dan's success, you can't argue with it. I mean, I think they did 1.4 billion in the first year they were in business, something crazy like that. I saw this as an opportunity to reach new readers. I had been at, do you guys know who Gary Vaynerchuk is?
Yes.
Yeah. So Gary V, Gary Vee was running a convention in Minneapolis, and we were his comic book dealers there. So it was a bunch of collectibles businesses there, and we were in the Viking Stadium. It was the entire Viking Stadium was the VCon, it was called.
Yeah.
It was so cool and so much fun. And so we did that, and we were at our booth, and this guy walks up to me and he goes, "Oh, I have Daredevil #1 because I have a Daredevil 1 on display." I was like, "Oh, so cool. I'd love to see it." He says, "Oh, I have it on my phone." And I'm thinking he's taking me to his photos to show me a picture of it. He's taking me to the VV app to show me the digital comic.
What?
And I looked at it and I went, wow, this guy has Daredevil 1, and he's equating his digital copy to my copy from 1964.
Yes.
What nerve. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But I found it fascinating. And the same thing happened to me at a New York Comic Con where a guy told me he had like $250,000 invested in digital comics. And now he was thinking about getting into physical comic books. And I was like, that's amazing. And so I knew there was something to it. So I wasn't so skeptical. And when I've tried to explain this to other guys who have been in the traditional comic book business for a long time or collecting, I said, you have to understand something. To a lot of people, this makes much more sense to them than holding a paper comic book. And then I heard a really great interview with Todd McFarlane, he really put it very succinctly. He said, think about this. You're living in Japan and you want to buy an American comic book. Think about how much it's going to cost you to have it shipped all the way overseas. I said, yeah, it's true. Digital comic book doesn't cost you anything. Think about this. You live in a small apartment. You've got a collection of 10,000 comic books. Are you going to sleep on them? Is it going to be one of your walls in your apartment?
Your bed.
You got a collection of 10,000 digital comic books. It's on your phone or on your computer.
Yeah.
And that's it. Think about this. You're in your house and you have your comic book collection in your basement, and the basement gets flooded and you lose your collection or part of it. That's never going to happen with the digital collection.
Yeah.
It's going to be up there in the internet, on your phone, on your computer, in your hard wallet, however you're holding on to things. So there's a lot of pluses to it. I mean, the one thing I say in defense of traditional paper comic books, I'll quote Stan the Man Lee, one of my idols and mentors.
Who's that?
Many different ways. And Stan said, I'm going to do my best Stan Lee impression. Comic books are like boobs. They're great to look at, but better to hold in your hands. And I said, that's great. And that's my line too. But
also, when are you ever going to read a Marvel Comics 1? Most people will never. You will.
But yeah.
But most people will never, right?
No, it's true.
And if it's collectible, I'm never going to touch this, right? I'll never break this open to read it. Right.
Very true.
And that's the other thing. Yeah, those slabs, we're not going to want. Yeah, we're not going to open those.
Yeah. So that's why I've really embraced it, and I feel like there's such a great community there. We're so proud to be a part of it. Really, really passionate people, super smart people, very successful people, very, very kind community as well. You don't hear a lot of, at least I haven't been exposed to a lot of shit talking from VV community. They've been incredibly kind to us and welcoming. And we always try to respect the rules and regulations of the VV community and try to make sure that we're abiding. We've got, a great team behind us. You guys know Kyo Shinobi. Kyo is the head of our sales team. And
he dresses up.
Yeah,
he's so funny.
He's dressed up as Mr. Licorice.
He's the best.
Absolutely fantastic. And again, super smart guy, an absolute champion of digital collectibles. And we've also had some incredible help from, you guys must know Omegatron. He is a genius, is just a great guy. And he's helped us with so many different aspects of our digital comics. And again, it's brainstorming with these guys, coming up with concepts and ideas. And hey, Ozman, how are you? That's great to see you here, man. I've been on his show a bunch. Is great.
Awesome.
We read the comic books there, so that's a lot of fun. And the other thing that was really fun. So in the first miniseries, we had the 3 food-related themes. So we had Grimaldi's Pizza in number 1, Mila's Soup Dumplings in number 2, and number 3, Culture Coffee Shop in Manhattan. And all 3 were really fun and a really great part of it. In our next series, we're going a little different. We're going with music, and it's going to be really exciting. The villain for the second series. Does Vincent collect digital comics? I do collect digital comics, mostly The Addiction, but I do collect them, and I have
So
some.
you're number 1. Oh,
No, I think David and Dan have that one.
there was like there's no name on the number 1 holder on the common, and I was like, who's that? Oh, it's
maybe
like
I do have. I got to double check. I do love looking at my portfolio on my phone. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So yeah, I do like digital comic books. I think there's something so interesting about them. One of the cool things that we did with the number 1 from this second series, excuse me, The Touch. One of the things we did. Oh, we have a guest appearance. Hey, I'm on live. That's my sister-in-law.
F.A. sister-in-law.
So one of the things we did for the new series is we wanted to help promote and get people excited about The Addiction. So we did a blind bag, a special blind bag with a digital coupon, a redemption code, so to speak. And the redemption code had there you go. There's the redemption code. And we created, Omegatron created and Keo, they came up with BCG, blockchain collectible grading. And we made it look like a CGC graded comic book, but digitally. Mm-hmm. And we based the grades on the rarity of the book. Yes. So common, uncommon, and rare.
I've been wanting to ask you about this.
Yeah.
Tell us about BCG. This is what this is, right?
BCG, blockchain collectible grading, where you can grade your digital collectibles. It's we so far have only done it for The Addiction number 1. Okay. But we're actually going to be pitching the idea of doing it for other comic books on the platform. Now, of course, we also love what California Comics is doing with their digital graded comics, and they're doing such a fantastic job. We're not trying to step on anybody's toes, but we were actually concurrently both coming up with this concept at the same time. Now they've been in the market, I think, a little bit more aggressively, and I think their concept of basing it on the mint number in terms of the grade is really interesting.
I like how you guys are both doing something different.
Yeah. So with ours, we were basing it basically just on the level of scarcity of the issue. And when is the Addiction comic with the winners from Vivi coming out? Actually, some of them are featured in, I think, in number 1, but if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's issue number 2. That's a great question, and I'm going to have to get back to you guys. But I thought some of the people appeared in number 1, but I could be wrong. It might all be in number 2. We might have been finished with the first issue before we finished that contest. But the winners of the contest, we did a food contest where everybody had to make a dish that's connected somehow to The Addiction.
I remember that. Yes.
Bam Bam killed it.
Yeah, it was so cool, and people came up with so many great ideas. Really love it. Actually, one of my customers, who's a doctor, who is not a Vivi member, he came up with a dish as well, and it was just so cool to see people getting involved in that. So I love that type of stuff. I mean, to me, when I went to school, I went to St. John's University, and I was a marketing major. And in my senior year of you're a winner, that's great, then your face will be in the comic book. Was a competition. I don't know if you guys remember the Saturn car company. It was it was an environmentally friendly car company, and there was no haggling on price. And my school, we were part of a competition where we came up with a advertising, marketing, and sales promotion and strategy and for the Saturn SC1, which was their introductory sports coupe car. And we came in second on the East Coast, which was, we were really bummed out because we thought we had it won. And but ever since then, I've always loved the idea of incorporating sales promotion and into what we're marketing. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's really fun. It adds an extra dimension and level, and it gets people excited, whether it be something about food or having people do recipes.
Yeah.
One of our first contests that Mondo Freeman ran for us on X was the draw your own addiction cover. And a lot of people used AI to do it, and they were really cool. I loved it, and we had such a great time with that. So that was one of our first contests. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. So I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
Let's reel back to BCG. And
yes.
So what can we expect in the future that you can talk about?
Well,
and what is your ideas behind it?
Okay, so I think the initial idea was to have fun with it and make something a collectible that would be really cool. So what we did with our addiction number 1 for the touch is we had the 9.8s were the common, the 10s were the rare, and our scale went to 11. That's an old Spinal Tap joke. But for those of you out there who've never seen Spinal Tap, it was a spoof. What's that?
On the volume. Wasn't it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he's like, my amp goes to 11, and it's just such a funny part of the movie. It's a spoof on a heavy metal band called Spinal Tap. So I thought it would be really fun for our scale to go to 11, and I think we're going to keep that.
Cool.
So in 2026, what we're hoping to do is pitch this to the digital community and see if we could do more of it with different titles and things like that. So that's what we're hoping to do, and we have a pitch deck we've already put together that looks absolutely beautiful. And we're making some appointments, and once the dust settles of 2025, we're going to jump into that. Well, so that's what we're hoping to do.
I think it'd be great to be able to take some of your comics and then somehow convert them to the slab so that it also burns some of the original comics. But then you have the comic; it still exists. It's just in slab form at that point, and that way you can display both of them. And I think it's just a neat idea.
If you burn it, how could you display the original?
Well, some of those will. If you own both, you'd have to own a
separate
one.
Another one.
Yeah. We own stacks, so we're just like
burn 5.
We'll burn 15 on them.
That's what one of the things that really blew my mind was when I look at the marketplace for the addiction. The prices have really held, and the quantities out there, especially for the rare items. Like the Faces of the Addiction, you can't buy one of those unless you want to spend some crazy money on it.
Yeah.
And the Ryan Brown picture frame. I mean, these are really tough to get. And I look at other collectibles, and I watch and I go, a lot of these things, they don't sell out. Even famous Marvel titles and DC, very big characters. And I go, wow, we've really accomplished something that not everybody out there can. And I think, again, it's a testament to our connection with the VV community, our commitment to them, not forgetting about them, never forgetting about them. It's a lot of our decisions that we make. The first and foremost thing in our mind is, how do we do this on VV? How do we make sure that the people, the members of the community, our VV family will react positively to this, that will enjoy this and will get behind it? Because you can lose, some guys, they get too big for their britches and they lose touch with the people who brought them to the table. We know where our bread is buttered and who made us what we are today. And it's a huge part of our success. Now, we did have great numbers for an independent comic book in the print market. We sold 8,000 copies of number 1. I think it was 4,500 copies of number 2, or 5,000 copies of number 2, and 4,500 copies of number 3. Unfortunately for us, on the 3rd issue, Diamond Distribution went bankrupt and never paid us. So that was really sad. We were counting on that money to be able to fund the next series. Luckily, we did this wonderful blind bag, the blue VV blind bag with the redemption code. And we sold out all 100 copies of that, which was a huge, huge help. And then we had a really successful New York Comic Con where we were selling the original series as well as the new number ones.
Yeah.
And people loved the Bianchi cover and the Finch covers. And then, of course, they also loved the original series covers, which we had artists like David Mack, Art Germ, Aletha Martinez, Andres Labrada doing 3 covers, Robot Cat, Amanda Connor, Ryan Brown, Mondo Freeman did an unbelievable cover for issue number 3, Tim Vigil, Claudia Balboni, just incredible stuff. One of the things, oh, guys, I should mention, anybody out there who's missing any of the physical comic books or wants to add them to their collection, please go to theaddiction.co, theaddiction.co. We're having a 25% off on everything for the holiday season.
Awesome.
And we've already had a bunch of orders come through. Please go to the site, take a look. There's something for everybody. We've got all the different issues there. You can get your hands on them. And anybody out there who orders one, if you want me to sign it before we ship it to you, happy to do that free of charge. It's no problem. My pleasure. And we really would love to have more of these comic books out into the public's collections. So if you're thinking about buying The Addiction, please go on to the addiction.co and pick up your copies so you get 25% off on everything.
Today, I realized that I never went for the Addiction, the Touch, on when it went for Vivi. I think I missed it, and I just never went for the drop. Wow. So I went into the market and I saw that the common was kind of low, and I'm like, well, I have to read this before I have Vincent on. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going for the drop today. So I clicked the button today. I got Common Gang. Imagine that. But I went for the drop, and I saw that it was actually pretty close to selling out. There's maybe like 70% or 60% of the comics sold for the Addiction Touch in Vivi. And we're going to do a giveaway today. And it's going to be one of these Addiction comics.
Oh, wow.
But I'm going to put a stipulation on it for you. So I want people to mimic the same thing I did. So to be ready to be entered into this drawing that we're going to do live, you got to go for the drop today. And then I want you to screenshot that you went for the drop, and that's how you'll be eligible to win.
Nice.
Wow. That's a great promotion. Thank you. I hope everybody out there jumps on top of this because, there's still some left in the store, and we'd love to see more people.
We've been doing giveaways all day, so
that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. It's really nice.
So, how do you want to do it, Zombie? We got about 60 people in here, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want to do like a number?
I think we why don't we write down a number, and then we'll just go through the list, and then we'll show the number, and then we'll just do it like that. We don't have one of those little dial things.
I'd be happy.
Go ahead, Vincent. What were you saying?
I was going to say I'd be happy to tell everybody out there a little bit about the new series.
Yeah, go for
Absolutely.
it.
Yep.
So the same team.
And real quick before you do that, it's going to be a number between 1 and 50. You guys just start posting the number right now.
So the Addiction, the Touch is the continuing story of Nicky Tino. What's awesome about it is we have all the creators back. We've got Claudia Balboni on the art. We've got Brad Simpson doing the color work, David Sharp doing the lettering, and me and David writing the comic book. So that's really exciting. Yeah. We wanted to venture out into expanding a bit on the universe of the Addiction. So we bring in this new villain. The new villain is called the Fever. And to put it quite simply, the Fever can make you dance till you drop dead. That's right, you heard me.
Nice.
Drop dead. And this is based on something from history from the Middle Ages called the Dancing Plague, which happened in Europe, in France.
Really?
And people they still don't know why it happened, but people could not stop dancing uncontrollably, and many of them danced until they died.
Wow.
And our character uses science where we don't know what exactly happened back then, but he's a really interesting character. The costume took me a long time to come up with. Originally, this was another character that was created in 1996 when I was 25 years old. And he was supposed to be he was a disco king, and he looked kind of like a John Travolta character.
Yep.
We knew that wasn't going to fly now because it just doesn't quite resonate the same way. So we made him more like a techno club looking character. He's got a speaker for a helmet. If you want to show that issue, the Finch cover has him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep guessing. Nobody's gotten it yet.
Yeah, you guys can guess as many times as you need to.
Yeah. So the guy at the top, that is the Fever. And I can tell you that I had to look online and research all these different types of speakers till I found the right one that inspired the look for the character. And then I was looking at all these different club type of costumes and just weird costumes. And then we basically came up with this idea that it would be like a light show on his black costume with like almost like when you're at a techno club and there was lighting just shimmering down. Yeah. So that's kind of his look. And we're also premiering the character Chronic. And if you pull up the cover, the Bianchi cover, please. The red one or the white one?
Okay. Yep.
So you see the guy. You go to the other side. That's Chronic. This guy with the guns.
Yeah,
that's another
four-armed guy.
Yeah, that's another character who gets premiered in the first issue.
Like Goro almost.
He is, yeah, like Goro. He is. His name is Joey Calamari. He's another character that I created when I was 25 years old.
Joey Calamari.
Hey, Joey Calamari. And actually, David nicknamed his name is Joey Friggin Calamari.
Joey Friggin.
Yeah. So, what was interesting is I never had a backstory for this character. He was a four-armed hitman for the mob. Originally, he was a much younger and better-looking type of guy, but we wanted to make him a little bit more grizzled. He's not quite a made man yet. He's a hitman for the mob. Is he the bad guy? Is he not? And basically, David came up with this great backstory. The backstory is he was adopted by a family in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, which is a place that was famous for their fishing. And he was raised in an Italian seafood restaurant, which was a famous one called Randazzo's over there, which is still around. So really cool backstory. And then we were talking. I remember I was walking on Broadway between 37th and 36th. I was going to lunch. And I was talking to him. He said, "David, how do you get these forearms?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I said, "Oh, I got an idea." And I'm going to share with you guys. No, this is a part of the backstory that's not even
spoiler.
This is not shared in this series, The Touch. Basically, when he was in the womb, he was a twin, and his body absorbed his twin.
Oh,
that's
that's good.
What do they call it? That's
it calls kind of gross. That, right? Kind of gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's gross.
So there is a word for it, but I'm not sure what it's called. So then, what was taking it a step further is this: you he's got forearms. He's absorbed his twin. His twin. Do you remember the movie Total Recall with Kuwatu? Open your eyes.
Absolutely.
When he opens his shirt and has like this face there. You don't see an actual full face, but you see the impression of a face underneath his skin. So his twin's still in here. So it's a kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in Joey Calamari. A certain level of complexity to this guy.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because I thought about that. I'm like, there's a four-arm guy. Like, because I was reading in the comic and I'm like, how the heck does he have four arms? Like, that doesn't even make sense. But now that you say it, it's like, okay, all right. It's believable. Yeah.
They've gone around the number like so many times.
Yeah, Zombie, we haven't had a hit yet. I mean,
they've gone right around the number. I swear.
They've gone around it.
People guessing the same number too.
Come on, B.
The same
Come
number.
on.
I know what the number is. I know what the number is.
Do you?
I'm gonna put it in the chat and you tell me if I'm right.
Okay.
You got this, B. You got to win today. You need
right?
You need a W.
Where's the chat? What chat?
Oh, it's a studio chat on the right side.
We're still new to all this. Oh, private chat. There we go.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
I was
all around.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Should we give him a hint? Okay. Let's narrow. We got to narrow this.
It's in the 20s.
Okay, it's in the 20s.
Okay, first one gets it.
Come on, guys.
They posted so many numbers.
We're still going to 42.
It just keeps going. In the 20s.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, Solani.
There we go.
Congrats.
You guys put in that work.
Now, does Solani have to show that they bought the comic today now?
Yes, they do.
How do they do that?
They're gonna send it to me in a DM.
Yeah.
I see. Cool.
Go follow
Solani, DM me on X. Show me that screenshot that you bought it on Vivi, and you went for the drop today, and I'll send you out your comic.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much again. That's really cool. Solani. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So 2020.
Just so you know, we're at the 1 hour mark. Yeah. I don't know if you have.
Can we go a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Oh,
whatever you want to do. We go.
Yeah. Let's go like 5 or 10 minutes more. I just want to see if there's any. Does anybody out there have any questions I could answer? I'm happy to answer.
Oh, I'm sure they do. B was the one that had the really good one with the food when we're going to see the winners. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to keep talking. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Absolutely. So we talked about the touch. We talked about BCG. We talked about the movie producing, which I wanted to cover. What else do you want to talk about?
What does it say? It says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle original comic price. What does that mean?
What was it when it originally came out? I don't know. Probably 20 cents.
What's it worth now?
You mean Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 first printing?
Oh, I almost got that when I was a kid too.
When I sold the 9.8 at the height of the market during the pandemic, sold 3 copies, one for $235,000, one for $245,000, and one for $250,000.
Wow.
The market has dropped a lot since the pandemic boom. And I think now you can get them for like 150 grand, 100,000, maybe less, maybe like 100,000. So, but I still believe in Turtles. I think it's the best original comic series.
I will own some. 80s. I will own one someday for sure.
Yeah, I have a 9.6 in my collection, and I wish I had a 9.8.
Wow.
I was bummed, but the 9.6 is great. And
9.6 is incredible. Yeah,
I remember I was in high school. It was 1988, I think it was, and my older brother Jerry, brought home a color graphic novel of original Turtle #1s. I don't know. Is that what you mean? Does David have original Turtle #1s? He might. I don't know. Maybe. We sold a ton of signed and numbered #1s from Kevin Eastman's uncle's collection, and Kevin signed them, which was really cool. Kevin's a friend of ours as well, and it's just such a super guy.
I went berserk on his new comic, the Re-Evolution that they were dropping with the new Turtles.
Okay.
I bought a couple hundred of them. You know, I was like, I was getting ready for a signing. Kevin Eastman was going to come to this comic store that's near me, and something happened to his leg or something.
Oh boy.
And so he's not. I guess he's not going to be driving to places anymore, and he will only fly. So it was like he won't come to where I wanted him to come to, and I'm like, now I got to hit him up at a Comic-Con or something. Like,
Bill, I'm friends with Kevin. Let me see if I can help you out with that.
Oh, wow. That would be.
Yeah, he's actually in San Diego, and you gave me. You just reminded me. I got to call him up and see if maybe I can get a coffee with him or something. He's such a great
fantastic. Guy. I love that.
All the independent publishers are friends of mine. Billy Tucci from She, Nick Barucci from Dynamite, Brian Polito from Coffin Comics, Ross Ritchie from Boom. I know Mike Richardson, who owned Dark Horse. It's a lot of great guys, and they're so helpful. Each one of them has helped me with different things. guys like Nick Barucci and Ross Ritchie and Brian Polito, just so helpful in giving me advice and how and steps to take and landmines not to hit. So that's really, really great to have that. And then I'm trying to think. The other thing I wanted to talk about really quick is, when we launched the first series, we had so many great artists do covers for us. And I want you to know that I've been busting my butt to curate the cover artists for this second series. So I think we started off really strong with David Finch, who is a friend of mine and such a great guy, such a talent. Simone Bianchi, who is just another fantastic friend of mine.
So
and,
sweet.
Tim Vigil, who's become a good friend of mine also over the years. I love Tim Vigil's work. I think he's just next level genius type of work.
Yeah.
So that's number one. Now, I'll tell you some of the other artists we have lined up. I mentioned the Escorza brothers earlier, which is really cool. And they did such a great cover. But we also have Andres Labrada back, who did all three of the first issue.
I do like his work. Yep.
He's doing 2 covers for us, and one of them is an homage cover, which is going to be awesome. Then we also have Simone Di Mio. Do you guys know Simone Di Mio?
I don't. Do you, Zombie?
No.
Look up Simone Di Mio's art. It is unbelievable. He worked on Batman. He's doing Wolverine now, or X-Men. Unbelievable artist, so good. And a few more that we're bringing to the table, and hopefully a couple of other very big names. Crossing my fingers. Danny, do you guys know who Danny is? She's an artist from Greece, Dani. Her Instagram is Danny Strips, and she is fantastic. In black and white, her art looks a little like vintage Frank Miller. And she's really, really wonderful. And also very smart and very creative, talented, and beautiful young lady. She's really very talented. And we're working on a few other really big names, and if we could put those together, it'll be pretty big. I'm hoping we will have Sozo Maika doing a cover for us. We'll know a little bit more in January. She said she would, and I'm hoping we can get that going because she is unbelievable. That's Simone Di Mio. Yeah. He's got some other covers that are a little bit more dynamic. So it's really exciting. We of course we want to get A-lister big names, but we want people who fit the addiction. I've had many great artists that I thought about going after, and then when I thought about their style, I didn't think it really worked for what we were doing.
It's got to work with the comic.
So we've been a little bit picky. Again, for an independent publisher, we've brought some of the best artists in the world to work on the addiction, and that is no easy feat. Let me tell you, anybody out there who's an independent publisher, you can offer all the money in the world if you don't have the relationships. I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to come back maybe in a couple hours, but continue the conversation. I love it. Thank you, Arcade. We're going to do that. I
just bought a physical piece off of him. He's doing custom for me. He's a great dude.
Nice.
Great artist.
Oh, somebody's asking. Saloni's asking what they need to buy to get this to show on the screenshot.
Okay, this is the guy that won. Which comic I need to buy today? So you need to buy. You need to go on Vivi, and you need to buy. Go for the drop, which is $6.99 for the Addiction Comics 1, The Touch, and you might land a secret rare. You don't know. You could land something good, but you already landed a one of 150. So, and then once you do that, DM me and we'll send it out to you.
And thank you so much again. That was really cool. Zombie, I have a question to ask you. Who's the painter on the Joe Jusko homage that's behind you?
Oh, I thought you might ask. I forget his name. It's obviously homage to Todd McFarlane.
But you know what? It looks a lot like the Joe Jusko. You're right. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I was just looking at something that was very similar to that. That it was a Joe Jusko piece. You're right. Todd McFarlane's #1. Right.
Yeah, it's an homage. Starts with an M. I know his name. I drawing a blank right now. So sorry.
Does anybody out there know who the artist is behind?
Yeah, somebody might.
Zombie?
Oh, Kid Arcade's got a question real quick. Can you guys ask Vincent if he collects on Elm on X?
I don't know what that is. No, I don't.
Oh,
They do like historical pieces, like they have licenses with Michelangelo and Da Vinci works. There's only, I think it's called Bridgman. Bridgman's the company that they're the only ones that are allowed to license the artwork, and they'll scan the Mona Lisa, and then they offer like 300 editions in an NFT.
You know what? Have they been doing this for a couple?
They are on
of years?
Vivi.
Oh, they're on Vivi.
They are on Vivi, but as well, but they also have other works.
I remember reading about these guys. Are they a couple of years old?
Yeah,
and they work directly with like the museums and the
owner. They just released the Sistine Chapel collection.
Wow, I remember reading about them, but
Bridgman Images. Yeah,
Bridgman Images. Okay, I didn't recognize the name. But that's interesting. Thanks for bringing it up. I want to check that out on Vivi. That's pretty cool.
They have several on Vivi with different artists, but they also have their own site under Elm on X, and they currently have released the Sistine Chapel ceiling, which nobody's even allowed to take pictures of. So it's kind of incredible to get that entire 5,000 square foot image on your ceiling into an NFT, and you could display it in your wherever. So it's pretty neat.
Having been to the Vatican at least a half dozen times in my life, I can tell you that seeing the Sistine Chapel in person is one of the greatest thrills for me as a lover of art. Also, obviously, my heritage is Italian, brings a certain sense of pride for me. It's breathtaking. It really is.
Yeah. It's incredible what some of these companies are doing, for sure. So check it out when you get a chance. Elm on X.
Thanks for sharing that, Kid Arcade. Appreciate that. Yeah. So let me see. What else can I tell you? In closing, 2026, we're hoping is going to be a very big year for us. David and I are very proud of the new story we've come up with. We're also going to be doing eventually a Kickstarter, which will incorporate the original #1, which will now be kind of an Elseworlds story or a what if story. It's an alternate universe. So you'll see another side to Nikki and another side to many of the characters. They appear in this one issue.
I like that.
It's pretty cool. You'll get a different look at Bat Noir, who originally was called the Spoiler. Everything she touched decayed, spoiled.
Oh, so the opposite.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's another little tidbit I'm sharing with you guys that may not be exposed for years in our comic book.
Yes.
Very cool.
I'm excited.
I love to share little things
for sure.
So be on the lookout for the Addiction, the Touch #1 in comic book stores, and obviously you can already buy the convention exclusives on theaddiction.co. And please go out there, support us in the print as well as the digital. We appreciate it. Everything's 25% off in the store. We have CGC graded comic books as well. So many great books. And theaddiction.co. Bill and Zombie, thank you so much for having me on. This has been a lot of fun. I never get tired of talking comic books. And if anybody out there is interested in learning about vintage comic books, print comic books, go to metropoliscomics.com, go to ComicConnect.com, and you can learn so much. We've got in the press section where you can see a lot of interviews we've done and talked about them. We also have on the different aggregators, if you'd like to listen to interviews I've done over the decades. I had a radio show called the Comic Zone, ComicZoneRadio.com, which you can still listen to them there, but now they're on Apple Music, and also Spotify and any of the aggregators for music. And it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Awesome.
Very
We
cool.
appreciate you, Vincent.
Thank
Thanks
you
for coming
so
on our
much
show.
for stopping by.
Yeah, we
Thanks,
got to do
guys.
this again sometime.
Right on, anytime. I'd love
Maybe
to do
when-
it again.
Maybe when the second one comes out.
Absolutely. It'd be my pleasure. Guys, thank you
We'll
so
do a
much.
live drop show or something. It'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I like that. I mentioned that to Keo and to Omega. Guys, happy holidays to you both. Merry Christmas. Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I hope 2026 is a beautiful year for everybody out there. Peace, love, prosperity, and especially your health. Really wish everybody good health in the new year. I'm here. I'm in New York City. Anybody ever in New York want to come by and visit the Metropolis Gallery? I can show you some original comic artwork that'll knock your socks off. Just let me know. And keep reading
Definitely
comic
take you up
books.
on that offer.
Right on. Keep reading comic books. And Bill, who knows? Maybe we can connect in LA.
Yeah,
We're
that'd
going
be
to be there
great.
at the same time. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Sounds
All
good,
right.
Vincent.
Awesome.
Appreciate
All
you.
right.
Thank
Peace,
you.
guys. Thank you. Take care.
Later.
Later.
Okay.
We're